All right, I just wanted to catch up now and let you know the progress I've made on this. I think it's a Yard Machines. Let's take a look. Yeah, Yard Machines 22-inch cut, 150cc engine side discharge. I got this for $20 as a 4-mower purchase, and so far they've all been repairable. In the last video you saw where it had the wrong plug in. I've put another one in. The air vane on this, where did it go? The air vane on this mower was broken, so I had to replace it. I was going to show you the broken part, but I'm not seeing it. The end of it was broken off. The part that connects right there to the carb linkage, it just snapped off. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. See, this is what was on there. Right there, and see the little L-shaped thing that comes out to grab the linkage is broken off. So I went into my scrap pile and got me one, and this one is seems to be working pretty good. It seems to me like there might be a little too much tension on that spring. I'm going to bend it just a little with my thumb. It's easier said than done since I hurt my shoulder. Let me try it this way. If it's just too much, then first I need to do this. These are designed to do what I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to bend this tab down, and that's going to lock this piece in from moving, where it would swing all the way over here and put a bunch of slack on that. I don't need that at all. So let me see now if I can move this just a tad. Okay, I moved it just a little. I don't know if you saw that or not. I've worked on so many of these, I kind of know that may be okay. You actually want this kind of loose. That's just the way these things are designed. I checked the flywheel key and it's fine. The engine brake cable that I had was rusted and frozen, so I've put another one on there, and I don't know why that's sticking up like it is, but I may go back and redo that. So I put a new kill cable, but it wasn't the right one, and so I just spliced it with the end of another cable, and so now it's spliced right there. And so now this all works. It's being held down right now with that clamp, and that's why I can turn this flywheel. And I have not set the gap yet, so let's do that. Let me go over and get some of my get 2 of my milk jug strips, and keep a handful of these things over here, just back in this corner. There's a couple of them. That's all you need, and these are the perfect size to set the air gap. And unlike a business card, they're not going to tear. So I think what I'm going to do is set this right here and turn. It's going to move, but that's okay. I'm going to turn this until the magnet comes around. You'll see it grab the coil. Okay, here it comes right in there. Boop. Okay, so it's grabbing it. The magnet's not over here to this one yet, to this hole. So I'm going to go ahead and twist it a little more so I get a good grip on it. Okay, so that's a good magnetic grip on that. It's hard to do this with one hand. So what I'll do, I'll set the phone down in the holster, and maybe you can kind of tell what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now, if I can't, since I hurt my shoulder earlier in the day, if I can't easily move this, pop this back, okay, I can. So I'm going to grab this and twist it this way, doop, and that'll break the magnet attraction. And now it goes back. Same thing with this side. I'm going to twist it this way now. And then put the little milk jug strip right in there. Okay, so now they're both gripping good. Now it's okay to tighten these. I don't have a lot of torque on there, so that's, and I don't want a lot of torque. Just want to get them firmly in there, and now I'll do like a half turn little, yeah, that's all you need. Okay, now you think, well, why isn't this so tight that this isn't going to move? Well, this little screw is designed to give you a little space in there. So now I got to remove the milk jug strips. There's one, and there is two. So there. It looks okay. This one looks like it's a little further back, but let me look at that again. I think the bottom half of this coil is maybe closer to it than the top, so that's where the spark will go. So that's where we are now with this. I've put a new tank on here. As you can see, I haven't attached it yet, but it's on the muffler. And I just now noticed I've got a problem because the screw that attaches here has been sheared off on the engine block. So actually this tank and everything's got to come off, because I've got to try and get that screw out, or come up with some kind of a system to overcome that, because there's no way to attach the tank unless it's, with this one screw, and that's just not enough. So let me see if I can get this off. I'm going to just start wiggling now, because I haven't screwed it in anywhere. I wondered why that tank was, when I first got it, I was going, why is this tank flopping around? But I couldn't see it until just now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See that? Right in the, what am I looking at here? Let's see. Is that it? No. Right there. That is the screw that holds the tank on, and it is sheared off in the engine block. So I have to figure out how to get that out. And I'll come up with something, even have to re-drill it or something. Okay, so tune back in. We'll see if I can fix this or not.